Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing start to your morning. Very quickly, NASDAQ market was up over 1% on the day, hitting highs of 620, almost 621 for QQQ. And we then began to curl on over, showing more signs of a possible resistance. I want to get into the details about a series of oil-based companies that did gap up, the ones especially that had some of the highest volume pre-market, but are now selling off. I feel a lot of people are kind of confusing what it is that's going on. So first off, U.S. stock market indices opened sharply higher in their reaction or initial reaction over the weekend's event. So could this be an overreaction? Again, we'll learn more as time goes on, but the S&P 500 is back over 6,900, as well as Chinese oil stock falls on fear that the U.S. capture of Nicolas Maduro could disrupt China's oil access. And the other thing that I found to be pretty interesting is Switzerland now freezes assets linked to Venezuela President Maduro. So that being said, wanted to talk about some of these companies that are based or oil based that are beginning to show signs of either a peak or an actual reversal. I feel like the initial reaction was quite bullish, but again, this is just my 2 cents. You let me know down in the comment section what you think. In my opinion, unless the series of events continue to unfold, I don't really see how oil itself can continue to rise, right? It looks like this is the initial reaction. We're retesting previous highs on a lot of these, right? Chevron with a huge push. And in my opinion, again, that's all that it is. Could this be an overreaction? United States Oil Fund is going back to retest previous highs of right around $70 per share. It's great to see, but again, just based off previous patterns, does it really make sense to buy something at a previous resistance range that once this news begins to fade and hype begins to fade, then demand will most likely fall, profit taking will most likely follow, and can we begin to see a retracement back to previous lows? I wanted to show a list of different companies or ETFs that rallied based off of the initial reaction, which I think is great for those that were invested. But it seems like, again, if now you're trying to jump in, a lot of these have already reacted. They already got factored in and they're now retesting previous highs. So you guys let me know down in the comment section what you think. I really don't think it's going to make much sense to try to jump into some of these overhyped up stocks once, the news is already factored in, unless things actually get worse, right? If things begin to get factored in that were not already factored in. The thing that I noticed right away is that a lot of these speculative stocks, like Oklo is one of them, Irene is another. Check this out, up 10% on the day. Oklo is up 13% on the day. Huge overbought reversal. You can look at this on the 5-minute time frame. Beautiful overbought reversal. It's not that you have to short it now because it's still holding at these elevated levels and it's not selling off just yet. But a lot of these have gapped up drastically with now huge gap down potential, especially with how much a lot of these have sold off in the recent months. You can see that this thing has gone from, let me pull it up here, from highs of $46 all the way down to lows of around $20 to $30 per share, right? When it comes down to Oklo, from highs of 193 to lows of right around 70. So I think it's really interesting to see that, again, the most speculative stocks are the ones that are seeing the sharpest push. But could this be an overreaction? And if it is, and then overall markets begin to drop, we all know that these speculative stocks are the ones that drop the hardest. The one that really made me laugh is Bitcoin's actually performing quite well. It's actually making new highs, and good for Bitcoin, right? For however long this lasts. MSTR, quite the opposite. MSTR peaked very early at highs of 167 and then sold off to lows of 161, proving once again that if you're going to invest in Bitcoin itself. Don't invest in a Bitcoin treasury, supposedly, that at the end of the day, all they're going to do is dilute you with more share offerings and then borrow against your shares so they can pay off the people that, again, are part of STRC or whatever other obligations Michael Saylor is putting himself through and paying off all these yields. So again, I just find it very funny that a lot of these are drastically selling off. This is one thing that I did want to share with you guys. Again, it's all just speculation as of right now. There was a recording from President Trump saying, Trump, Colombia is run by a sick man. Colombia, not Venezuela, right? Colombia is run by a sick man. He's not going to be doing it for very long. And then the report says, so there will be an operation by the U.S. in Colombia. Trump, sounds good to me. So again, if this, which obviously it could just be a lot of talk, I think it's really important to highlight what specific, especially South American countries, have some form of qualities that Venezuela does, right? A lot of people are talking about Colombia, a lot of people are talking about Cuba, how they do show very similar interests, and that if the US does intervene, then of course, the US putting itself in more of a hot seat, the market might not react in an extremely positive way because it might not be the reaction that the market gets. I feel like this is one of the first times in recent history that when we attack a country or remove a president, that the people of that country are actually celebrating, right? And that's often the reaction that I'm seeing right now, except for like the blue-haired liberals that are getting upset over this. But other than that, almost everyone else, especially what matters most, is what the citizens of Venezuela wanted, right? And it seems like it's a very positive reaction from that. So if things do continue to unfold and he does continue to try to target these different South American countries, then that could be a different story, and the market can then therefore take a twist, right? A turn for the worse, where markets are overbought. There's a lot of retracement potential. And again, we are reaching overbought levels. So let's just make sure that we keep that in mind before we over leverage ourselves at overbought levels, thinking that there has to be continuation, right? Just because it's overbought doesn't mean that it has to sell off, but also just because it pushed up today doesn't mean that it has to continue. So please make sure you take that into consideration. So I'll make sure that I do my part in keeping you guys up to date. Again, if you want to tune on in, that's going to be the second link in the description down below to tune on into our live sessions tomorrow. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.